Okay, so when you open up your Revit, you'll see the main window like this. For starting a new project, you can either press Ctrl N, or I don't know why it's not working right now. Okay. Oh my god. What's happening with you? Not working. I don't know why. It should work for you guys. Does it work when you press Ctrl N? It should shows like something like this. New project. Yeah. You can also find it from here. New, create new project, and from template files you're gonna choose Imperial Architectural Template. We're not gonna go to structural or systems or things like that. Just simply click on Imperial Architectural Template and press OK. And hey, okay. So here we see the main environment, how it looks like. There is properties on the left side, and you see all the components above the screen. So we have some tabs: architecture tab, structure, and I'm gonna tell you guys which are more useful for our project. So don't worry about them, there are a lot, but we're not gonna go over them all actually. So first of all, when you open a new project, you can set your scale from here. You see down here, there are some default scales that you can choose among them, or you can press custom and you can enter your own scale, but they kind of they kind of actually cover everything here. So I can set my scale, and now I don't need to actually worry about dimensioning or changing the dimensions. It automatically sets a scale for your sheets and everything. You will enter the actually dimensions here, and it automatically sets a scale on your sheets. So when you set the scale, you're gonna start your project. There is a file, actually a folder on Canvas. You can find it under Files, Project 1, and Resources. I don't know if any of you can get connected to internet right now or not, because I cannot. If I could show you here. But when you go to Files on Canvas, you can find the folder Projects, and then Project 1, and then the folder Resources. That's the folder that you need to download for Project 1. There are a couple of useful things there for you. There are some components and also a reference image for your project, as you see here. And we're gonna use this reference image for starting our project, and I've already have it here. So simply I will drag and drop it. Let's just go to level 1. Here you see level 1, and again I'm gonna go to reference image and drag and drop it here. Okay, just put it somewhere. It's gonna kind of guide me to have a perception of the actual dimensions, because we don't have a DWG file or anything that could guide us to know the dimensioning. So we need a guide. And for knowing actually the height of the building or things like that, or actually the windows dimensions, we can use model line. Under architecture tab, we have model line. We will model a line for 34 feet, and now we know that we need to scale this image until this red line and this line that I now created are completely aligned. And so I need to make my reference image a little bit bigger and bigger, and maybe a little bit smaller, and yeah. So now if I want to know, for example, the height of the building, I can simply draw a line and it helps me to figure out that it's 12 actually feet. So you guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, cool. Uh, Now we're gonna start drawing our floor plan. We're gonna start from using wall over here under architecture tab. You see wall, and when you press wall, you can simply draw your wall like this, and you see a ribbon here for wall. It says that where is the location of wall. It actually automatically considers the center line. So if you wanna the exterior part to have a specified dimension, so you need to choose location line and change it to finish face exterior. When I do that, I can enter 34 and 17 and again here and here. There we go. We have our walls, and for choosing the basics of the wall, I mean the thickness, the layers, or everything, we have the properties tab here. You see that you can choose among these options. For example, you can choose different kind of walls. You see that there is no layers here. The reason is that at the bottom of the window we have simple rectangle. It shows the detail level. If we consider fine, we can see the layers. If we just choose coarse, nothing is shown. So we're gonna go to fine, and we see the layers of the wall. But please just actually use this method, I mean wall layering, from here for your floor plans. Okay, we need your floor plans to have some layers. Okay, if I want to show you guys what I mean, as you see here, it's one of a student's project. So the floor plan has some layers. It's not that precise. It might be kind of different from the actual details, but you can use this technique for your floor plan. But when you wanna actually go to details, I'm gonna show you how to draw your details by lines on a simple wall. And so when you're gonna go to details, you can easily change this layered wall to a generic wall. Yeah, to a generic wall is simple, and then you can press edit type, and there you go. You have construction, you have a structure, and that's where you can define the thickness of your wall. And you can change the thickness, you can change the structure. As I told you, please don't change the structure for your details and sections. Just you can make something for actually your floor plan to be more detailed, but when you want to go to more precise details, don't use this technique. Just simply choose a thickness. For example, I'm gonna go this and press OK. You see that the wall thickness will automatically change. Okay, and now for example, we're gonna choose this wall, and we're gonna change. It's gonna change. I did a mistake. I made a mistake actually here, because I changed the actual generic wall, and I'm gonna lose that generic wall because I've changed its properties. So to avoid that, when you choose a wall and when you edit type it, you need to duplicate it right here, and for example choose a name. For example, I'm gonna go with building enclosure class wall. Okay, And I'm gonna press OK, and here I can change the wall. So the actual wall, the defaults will not change this way. And for example, when for example I change it to 6 inches and I press OK, and you see that the other walls didn't change. And now I can choose the wall that I made from here. You see building enclosure glass wall. I press it and the wall will change. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, good. Now I'm gonna choose all of them. For example, I'm gonna go with this. Again, I'm gonna edit type. I'm gonna choose the wall, press edit type, press edit, and go for 10. Okay. Now that we have our walls, we can simply go to elevations. You see elevations here. And we can define the height of our wall from here. And we can actually set the levels. And our reference will be this photo. So, for example, we know that we definitely need a level till here. And we definitely need a level here. So you can simply look at the dimensions here and set the levels. I'm gonna go for 8 feet from each level, and yeah. And when we choose our walls, there is an option here. It says that where is the base, level 1, and where is the top. It's unconnected. So if you change it to, for example, level 2, you will see that it automatically changed the wall's height. So it's quite helpful. And if you want to set a new level, you can simply press double L, 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 and you see that there's a guideline here. You can make a new level, and you can also change its location, for example, and use it for your project. Any questions so far?
When you're drawing the slope on the roof from plan view, which way does the arrow go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over the slope right now. First, just let's complete the floor and wall there, then we're gonna go to slope. So now that we have our walls, we want a floor underneath. So we have architecture tab. Oh, don't want you. We have architecture tab. We have floor here. We're gonna press floor. We have different ways of actually defining its boundary. We can simply create a rectangle, or we can choose among these options. We can pick our walls, and it automatically draws the boundary. And now we have our floor here. Yeah. Okay, and now we're gonna go to building our roof. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna go to level 1. I'm gonna press roof, and it says that you have created the roof on the lowest level. Would you like to move it to level 2? I'm gonna say yes. And again, I need to define its boundary, so I'm gonna go with pick walls, pick these walls, and press OK. Now if we go to 3D view, we see a roof like this. It's not definitely what we like. Our roof on the project was something like this, so we need to change the slope. When you click on your roof, you see these figures here. You need to simply just select the edge, and you see define a slope here, uncheck it, and again for this edge uncheck it, and for this edge uncheck it. Okay, and now only one of your edges has slope like this, and you can define the slope here. You see, under properties tab you have a slope, you have this, and I'm gonna change it because the reference total was 4, and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna apply, and there we go. Here is our roof, and if you wanna actually have an overhang, you can simply add it here, for example, to like, or you can do it like this, this, and again press OK. Now we want our walls to meet the roof, so we're gonna select the walls. Actually, hold Control for selecting multiple things. So I'm gonna select everything, I mean all of the walls, and here you see attach top base. Okay, I'm gonna press it, and I'm gonna say that I want all my walls to be attached to my roof. So yeah, everything sounds pretty nice. And any questions? Do you want me to give you time to go over these steps or not? I don't know whether you've done this before. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, so let's see. Um, yeah, perfect. Now we're gonna go to level 1 again. We wanna know how to create a section and how to create a callout. So if we go under the View tab, we will see section right here. If we press that, we can easily create section, and it will show up here under sections. You have it here, and you see your section. If these levels are annoying, you can simply choose one of them, right click, and hide in view category. Okay, so they will disappear, all of them. And now you have your section, and you need to add some layers to it, I mean to your wall. The thing that I mentioned at the beginning, I meant that you will draw your detail lines on a section like this. You will not have layers, I mean walls that have layers shown here, because it makes it more complicated. So for adding details to the walls, we use Annotate tab. We will see detail line here under Annotate tab, and by clicking on it we can simply draw a line or change its characteristics. For example, its default is on thin line. Here you see when I select it, it's on thin line. I can change it to wide line. I can change it to, for example, demolished. You see that it changed. For example, we use this line type when we want to show the walls underneath the roof, when we want to show the location of the walls underneath. And yeah, you can choose among these options, but if there was an option that if you actually needed an option that was not available here, you can build your own line style, and for that you need to go to manage. Here you're gonna go to additional setting, and you see line styles. So I'm gonna press that. There are a couple of line styles here. that are already available. If I want to add a new one, I'm going to press new and, for example, choose a name, WRB, water resistive barrier, and I can change its pattern to demolished, and I can choose its thickness. So yeah, when I do this, I can simply click it and I'm gonna have WRB here. So you see how it changed. And also when you add a line, adding line was under Annotate tab. When you add a detail line, you can actually add it by this option, pick lines. When you press pick lines, you can define an offset here, and here you can do it more quickly and easily like this. Yeah. And any questions so far? Yeah. Okay. You see how we created a section, how we added some layers to the section, and now we're gonna see how the call out works. Do you remember the call out? I mean, last session I told you that we need some details for your wall corner, for your window jamb, and some details for your section. So when we want to add these callouts, we can again go to view. When the section was located, we have callout next to it. We're gonna press callout and we can simply add a callout, and when we double click on it, it goes to the wall. We can change the scale here, and we can simply add layers and everything to it. Now that you guys are familiar with adding detail lines, we're gonna go over patterns, and again I'm gonna go to Annotate tab. Under detail line you see region, and when you click on region you see filled region. You're gonna choose filled region. You can, for example, add a rectangle or any other shape that you like, and yeah, when you press OK, you see that we will have a pattern, and for changing the pattern you can simply do it from properties. You have some patterns here, you see that how it works, and again you can go to edit type. From graphics, here you have an option to choose among these patterns. Visually you can see how the patterns look like, and you have two options, drafting and model, and there are different patterns and you can choose among them. Yeah, that's how the patterns work. You guys are gonna use fill region and detail line for your project a lot. I mean, they're the main things for your drawings, and yeah, they're quite simple and handy. So do you need time to practice on this, or you're good? You're good? Okay.
I didn't see one for installation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over that. Yeah. Okay, just give me a second to see whether I covered all these things until here. Yeah. Before going to installation, I wanna show you if you needed a pattern that was not available here among the ones that I showed you. I mean, if it was not available here or here, how you're gonna import it into your model. Okay. For example, in that resource tab that I told you, please download it from the canvas. We have put a gravel pattern and gravel pattern here, and we're gonna add it to our project. So for doing that, again, like adding a new line style, we're gonna go to manage, we're gonna go to additional setting and fill patterns. Since that pattern was a model pattern, so we're gonna go to model, we're gonna press new fill pattern, and we're gonna go to custom, browse, and now we need to specify the locations here. Yeah. We see the gravel pattern here. We're gonna open it, and yeah, you see how it looks like. You can simply change the scale here, make it a little bit bigger or something. Yeah. And now if you choose this fill region and go to edit type and go to here, you see the gravel has been added. Yeah, and you can simply choose the gravel, and yeah, that's how it works. And for adding insulation, it's a pretty handy stuff in Revit. Again, we're gonna go to annotate tab. We had detail line, we had region, and here we see the insulation. If we click on it, we can simply draw our insulation like this. And after drawing it, we can click on it, and here we have insulation width, so we can change its thickness, and there we go. Yeah. I'm gonna go over the components very quickly. It's really simple. You only, when you download a component or when you wanna just use the ones that we have uploaded for you, I mean windows and walls or everything, you're gonna go to the folder and drag and drop your component into your Revit file. Yeah, there you go, and now you have your door, and you can go to there's some options here, but you can also choose from other options. I mean, it's not really important what kind of window, I mean in terms of design, you're gonna choose, because we care about the details. And I just wanted to show you how to import the components. And yeah, when you import a new component and you have a window like this. And just as a reminder, guys, you need to actually use dimensioning for your floor plan. I mean, you need to specify the location of your door like this. Okay.
How, like, accurate should we be to that photo?
It's not that important to be, that precise, but you can actually use this as a, guide. You can, for example, use.
But, like, I don't need 3 doors. I'm not gonna be docked if I just have 2 doors.
It's better if you try to imitate what's shown here, but I think it's not that important. But if you want to be so precise, you can use under architecture tab, you can use model line and simply know, for example, that from the end of the wall till where the door starts is, for example, 3 feet and 4 inches. So then, for example, you can do it like this, and you can use it as a guide for adding your door here or your windows or everything. But I think it's not that important to be uh, like just yeah. And you need some windows, and you need door, and because we're gonna go to details of the window jamb, window seal, and that's it. I just wanted to emphasize that you guys need to add dimensioning to your plans. You see how we add dimensioning when we have a door. It also happens like this when we have a window. We need to specify where exactly the window is located. And we have another dimensioning that covers the whole wall. Oh my god. Like this. Yeah. And first the dimensioning thing. Let me see whether I have missed anything or not. Yeah. When you wanna annotate your details, when you wanna add text or to your details, again under annotate tab you have text option. You can choose among these styles. I'm gonna go with 2 segments, so when I press 2 segment I can simply do something like this and say installation, and there you go. You have installation. Guys, please don't forget to save your projects. Yeah, because I have really bad memories about that. So save it frequently. And it is how you can annotate your details. Just make sure that all the annotations are aligned in terms of where the text is located and where the glitter line is bended, so it makes your drawing looks more professionally, and it's a desired thing anyway. And yeah, I think we covered nearly everything. Yeah. And don't forget to add your roof slope on your plan. You need to draw a line and say that this slope is like this. And yeah, again, when you go to call out, I just forgot to mention you how to add sheet. We have prepared a sample sheet for you. When you go to sheet here under properties, you can right click on it and press new sheet. If you press new sheet, you're gonna go to load a new sheet, and again in that resource folder that I told you, I'm gonna go to it right now. We have a sheet for you here, title block. I'm gonna choose that, I'm gonna open it, and there we go. Here is our sheet. You can change here your names, you can add date and other things. And when you want to add your drawings to the sheet, it's so simple. For example, you're going to add your section to your sheet. You can choose your section, drag, hold, and drop. Looks like this. And if you want to get rid of this line around the sheet. You're gonna do it from, again, properties. There is a crop region visible here. You can change the crop region visible, so won't show here. And again, this one, I think, crop view, I'm not sure about, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And for example, you can do the same thing. For example, you can add another sheet here, and press OK, and you can simply drag and drop your call out here. Into your sheet. I know it looks too big, but it's not the actual size, so just wanted to make sure that you know how to bring your drawings into a sheet. So yeah, that's it. I think we kind of covered everything, and if you have any questions, you can go over them.